You know, if you are okay living a little outside of all the activities, this is a good spot, and it's quiet. Recoleta is a neighborhood that's very calm. It's like the suburbs, and it's experiencing a lot of change. You can see there's regular houses all around us, but also there's large buildings. Lots of brand new apartment buildings are being built here in Recoleta. But overall, there's not a whole bunch of stores and commerce in this neighborhood. So that's why I say it's more of a laid back vibe. Gracias. And some people like that. I think it's a little cheaper than Via Morra. If you want to get to Via Morra, it'll be a walk. Not too long, just about a solid 15-minute walk. One thing that's nice to see in Recoleta is there's actually bike lanes around here. You don't see a lot of cyclists here in Asunción. I walk everywhere, or I take the bus, or I take a Bolt, or if I want to feel a little more safe, I will take an Uber. See, Bolts, they're a little less regulated than Ubers. They don't vet their drivers, so if it's like a Friday night and I'm going somewhere where I'm driving far, I personally prefer to order an Uber. There are a couple comedores here in Recoleta, which is somewhere you can eat lunch for pretty cheap. And there's two on this street on the way to La Cuadrita. They're only open for lunch. They're cash only, but it's really homemade. And if you want to feel like a local, that's the place to be. You're not going to see another expat in any of these comedores. Before coming to Paraguay, you might hear that it's a cheap country. But man, I came to Asunción and it didn't seem that way. And then I finally found the comedores. And then I started buying lunches for $2.20 every day. So this is La Cuadrita, the beautiful outdoor food mall in Recoleta. It's expensive for Asunción. You can get dinner here for $20 or less, probably. But this is a classy neighborhood, beautiful at nighttime, full of people. And just one block, there's about 6 or 7 restaurants here. And it walks us through as we get closer to Los Laureles. So Recoleta is definitely in the expat bubble. Not that other people don't live here. But once you get to Los Laureles, you wouldn't really classify it as the expat bubble. Sometimes it doesn't feel as safe as it does here. I should tell you guys, I walk around Recoleta at night all the time, alone, and there's not one time have I felt unsafe. I would feel, if I did that in Philadelphia where I live, there would be times where I feel unsafe. But that's how it is around here. And in fact, most of Asunción in this expat bubble area, in this part of Asunción, just feels safe. Nobody's gonna bother you. So we just crossed the República Argentina street, and we've officially left the expat bubble, and we are entering Los Laureles. It's still nice, it's still safe. It's less luxurious than Recoleta. Maybe it's a little less safe, but it's certainly not dangerous, and it's certainly less dangerous than wherever you lived before coming to Paraguay. It's just chill. It's just the suburbs. That's how a lot of this city feels to me. Suburban. And that's what a lot of people like about Paraguay and Asunción. That's also what a lot of people get bored about this city. It's not a touristic city. We're just in the suburbs, walk around, relax, live your life. That's honestly the vibe here. So here we found a bike path, but it's nice they have it. And you'll see this entire city is full of trees. We got a mango tree as well. See those mangoes? Plenty of them. I've never seen a mango tree this full. I don't really know the protocol, if it's okay to just pick them, if it's disrespectful to pick them. So I don't, if I want to. Sometimes in the middle of the street, like in the road, you will see a tree. And I think it's just a respect for nature. But they will like build a road and just leave a tree in it. And they'll even build a little small brick wall surrounding the tree. So you better be careful when you drive. If we keep going towards the east, Los Laureles will change its vibe a little bit. It'll start to get, frankly, less nice. It'll still be safe, but it'll change. I would describe the Los Laureles neighborhood as nice, safe, but not luxurious like Recoleta is. There's another comedor. If if you want to eat lunch. Some of the larger buildings, the largest, are here in Via Morra. And really, we're right on the edge of Via Morra here. You can see it's way different than Recoleta. Still plenty of trees, it's beautiful. However, it's much louder here. But also, there's shops, places to eat all over. There are 3 malls in Via Morra alone. One of them is 2 buildings. It's called Shopping Mariscal, who was a hero in the Triple Alliance War, if I'm correct. The core, in my opinion, of your daytime activities in Via Morra, I think the core of everything is right here at Shopping Mariscal. So it's like 3 o'clock on a weekday afternoon, so there's not many people out here. But on a weekend afternoon, this is filled with people, and it's a really nice spot. Huge mall. It's like 7 stories tall. Cool spot. We can keep on going. It's got 2 sides to it. You can see it's a massive complex. And it's incredibly professional. I mean, this mall is better than the malls in my country, in America, in the USA. Normally it's kind of tough crossing the street. You have to be pretty aggressive. But today, the cars are really letting me go and waving me by. It makes me wonder if it's the camera. But this street, if you want to take a bus, living close to Avenida Mariscal Lopez is a great place to live because the buses, right? This is totally different than where we were in Recoleta. There's another mall here, Via Morra Shopping. Smaller mall, it does have a movie theater. So now we're on Senador Long, making our way towards Paseo Carmelitas. So where I am right now, a little bit off the main strip, it's quiet at night, all right? As long as you're not right there on the main strip, which frankly, there aren't many residential Airbnbs. If you're living over here, I guess it depends on that specific road, but it starts to turn into the suburbs again. Now, the other thing you need to know about Paseo Carmelitas is they have a lot of boliches there, which is nightclub here. 1 or 2 blocks of Paseo Carmelitas, you're probably gonna hear it. That music. Headquarters of Asunción nightlife. And you can even see it looks like the band's rolling up. If you want to see nightlife, literally right where I'm standing, I have a video at night talking to people. This intersection only gets crazier at night. Oftentimes, if there's a lot of people coming out on a given night, they will block off this entire street and just fill it with tables. But not every time. If it's cold or a rainy day, a lot less people go out and they don't close off the streets. To be honest, I would never recommend everybody live very close to Paseo Carmelitas, unless you really love to party. But you should know that people here party through 5 or 6 a.m. So that music's not gonna stop. I think it's worth living a little bit away from this. And I'm now crossing over into unexplored territory for myself. I'm making my way over to Las Lomas, which, as far as I know, is honestly outside of the gringo bubble, but another fine neighborhood to live in as far as I know it. If you end up going towards the center, that's where people might recommend you don't live there, which is really at nighttime where it's not going to be safe. It'll be safe, but not very. Some people say, hey, no, it's not safe to walk around there at night. Some people say it's fine. My teacher was pretty much robbed of her phone. She just had it out and they came and swiped it from her. That was right after she told me it was fine to live there. So I guess it depends on what you consider safe. But where we are right now, yeah, this is cool over here. This feels authentic. It's not dolled up, it's not luxurious, but it's relaxed. Somebody's mowing his lawn. What I noticed here is it's green in a different way. And what I mean is I see grass on the ground. And take a look at the streets. This is stone. And because of that, a lot of cars, they'll drive slow here. Maybe that's why it's so quiet. They have to drive slow. I think this might be one of my favorite neighborhoods. It just feels so relaxed. It's shocking, really, how relaxed it feels. It's so quiet. As loud as I'm talking, I'm probably the loudest one on the street. I looked at the map. I'm still not quite in Las Lomas. Las Lomas is more so right behind Shopping del Sol. But wow, it's nice here. Probably cheaper if you're gonna buy or rent the real way. It's probably cheaper here than in Recoleta. Here in Paraguay, you'll see these boxes right here, which are local security guards, private ones, I believe. And I always get a little surprised by the need for that. Maybe it's a relic from the past. Maybe it's culture. Now that I think about it, it might be a legal thing. So I heard that if you have a housekeeper, somebody has a housekeeper here, and you buy their house, you have to keep the housekeeper, or if not, pay them a large severance. I'm curious if the security is a similar type of deal. This is probably one of the most beautiful homes I've seen here in Asunción. It's beautiful. Wow. So maybe that's the neighborhood we're in. Maybe I was wrong when I said this is cheap. So now we're entering into Las Lomas, and I see these beautiful, tall apartment buildings. I see the appeal of this neighborhood now. It's nice also that it's so close to the shopping del Sol. Via Morra, a little bit less mall-like and more urbanized stores, like out and about instead of in a mall. So I honestly think with Las Lomas, you get the best of both worlds. You have this suburban feel, but right next door is a mall and a busy road you need for transportation. Before I came here, I had always heard Via Morra, Via Morra, Via Morra. And I was concerned that, do I have to live in Via Morra? If I'm in one of these neighboring neighborhoods, am I going to be okay? Like, socially, is it going to suck not having anywhere to walk to? Yes, it is absolutely okay to live outside of Via Morra. By the way, you probably noticed there hasn't been a single car honk in this entire video. And for some reason, it feels like people here are neighborly and friendly to each other, which I'm sure they are, knowing Asunción in Paraguay. But you can just feel it here. Maybe it just feels like my childhood neighborhood, and that's why. But things are closer. There's more trees covering everything. The houses are more modest, but well kept and well lived in. I'm making our way to our last neighborhood, but we're still in Las Lomas. So you can see it actually does have a commercial section to it if you want to be there. Now we're approaching our final neighborhood. This is one of the largest intersections there is in Asunción. And now we arrive in San Cristobal, which I would describe as less dense. There's more spaces in between the buildings. The buildings aren't as tall. There's shops, there's restaurants. It just has a slightly different vibe. Certainly safe. I would say less comfortable feeling than Via Morra or Recoleta, but certainly safe. A lot of this city is safe. I mean, we've been to, 5 neighborhoods today, and they're all fine. I'm walking around with my camera out, not a care in the world. Only parts you need to be mindful is in the center.